So when we talk about stereotyping, these are the circles that we draw for the other people. He is a, or she is a. And then we slot that person in that circle. So this comes down to a day-to-day life, and when we judge based on an identity, then we don't want to draw the effort. Like I just did a normal search on this room renting website or in Singapore called Gumtree, and these are like some common ads. One shared common room in Tampines Street 32, living with a Chinese owner, and then it comes down and says, prefer Malaysian Chinese lady, request by landlord. So the person coming in must not just only be Malaysian or must not only be Chinese, or must be from Malaysia and of a Chinese race. Only then will this landlady be able to accept that person as a tenant in the house. And then it comes down to, when you come down below again, it says a house in a room in Jalan Bukit Merah, living with an Indian Muslim owner, and it says for ladies couple only, no Chinese, request by landlord. So if you are, so the landlady thinks she already knows who Chinese are, and then you say, okay, request by landlord. I have a lot of Indian friends, some of them are in Singapore, who look like Chinese, and when they say no Indians, and when they go there, and they say, okay, Indians only, and when they go there, you say, no, we cannot take you. You should say, I'm an Indian. And then, no, you're not an Indian. So they have all those interactions because the people think they already know them, even before they've met them. So we draw all these circles right from the outset. So when we try to make judgment about a person's race or a person's ethnicity, is it all that simple that it appears to be? When we talk about a person's ethnicity, is it the genetics part or the hereditary part of the person's origins that are playing a role? Or does ethnicity mean geography, the region where the person comes from? If ethnicity would mean geography only, what about all the people who are going from place to place in this globalized world? Everybody is traveling to all the countries these days. And when it goes to 1 or 2 generations later, the geography factor of it gets all muddled up. Or does ethnicity mean nationality? When you think of Chinese, do you think that Chinese are all those people who are from mainland China? But what about all those Chinese-looking people who are in India or who are in America or all the other people? So is it again simple, or does ethnicity mean language? When you talk about ethnicity, is it the language that a person speaks? So there are no simple answers to these questions. So this is an email that I got from a Japanese friend of mine as part of a PhD students organization. And this is on 23rd December 2007. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all. Allow me to avoid checking your religion. As a mixed religions Japanese, we celebrate everything as long as it makes people happy. Very often, sometimes when it's close to Diwali or Deepavali, a friend will come to me, a Chinese friend will say, are you a Hindu? Oh yes, okay, happy Deepavali. Is it important? Is it important to ascertain or to check the religion of a person before wishing a happy occasion to that person? Will I be offended if somebody comes and tells me Gongsi Pachai? I being a Hindu or I being an Indian, can I not celebrate in the joy of the holiday season of Gongsi Pachai or the festival that it brings in? Or is it only the Chinese who are supposed to feel happy during Chinese New Year? Do we really need to say that? A lot of emails I say to all the Christians, a very Merry Christmas, or to all the Chinese, Gongsi Pachai, or to all the Hindus, a very happy Deepavali. Does it have to be that way? That we only celebrate our own festivals, that we can't make merry during the festivals of our people, of our friends of other races or other ethnicities? Yeah. So when we talk about assertions of identity, you see lots of examples of birds of the same feather flocking together. That even in NTU, NUS, the mainland Chinese students sticking together, Indian students sticking together, Indian students from which part of India they come from sticking together as a group, or from Vietnamese students sticking together. In Orkut, Facebook, you have groupings. Again, you take pride in the heroes, only those heroes who belong to your ethnic group. Not because you have done something as great as them, because they belong to your ethnicity. Or a voting pattern which shows, again, on reality shows based on ethnic groupings, or again, a talk of foreigners stealing your jobs. Okay, so all this is like a question of he and she and like they versus us. So again, a very common scenario is when a group of students or Chinese-speaking students are talking to each other and they're speaking Mandarin. When an Indian comes in or when a Caucasian comes in, do you continue to speak in Chinese or do you switch the language? Or when a group of people are talking in Hindi or a Tamil or any other Indian language or any other Vietnamese or any other local language, when another person joins the group, are you sensitive that this person, should I speak in a common language to be able to include this person or not? Or can we continue in the language that we are talking in? So this is where is a food for thought. As in, is there any way in which we could expand this circle of identity, that which we draw about, and that which we have? So typically, when we talk about this circle, this is a very powerful circle. We can either use this circle to include, or we can use it to exclude. So typically, what happens is that when two Chinese people meet, then they don't talk about, oh, we are a Chinese. If they say we are a Chinese, it can include. But then you talk about, oh, I'm a Teochew, you're a Hokkien. So you use it to divide, but you don't draw the bigger circle. When you meet an Indian, that time you become, oh, I'm a Chinese. Then you don't use the Asian as a circle. We always use the identity circle to divide ourselves rather than to unite ourselves. So when I say expanding the circle of identity, it's just a food for thought that when we meet new people, can we use the bigger circle, the circle that unites us, and to see if we can be together rather than the circle that divides. Because when you pinch yourself, when an Indian pinches himself, or when a Vietnamese pinches himself, or when a Chinese pinches himself, do you feel different degrees of pain? Or when you are fighting, when you are trying for love, or when you are trying for food, shelter, or a good job, or good security in life, and when you are trying to have smiles and love in your life, is it that a Chinese feels less for love than an Indian feels, or an American feels, or anybody else? Okay.